So today we're going to be replacing the fuel filter. This particular one is a 1.8 petrol Audi A3. Similar job on most cars. On this specific car, the fuel filter is located just in front of the right hand side rear wheel. In this case, it's right up in here. As you can see, that's right behind the wheel. So to do that, we've obviously got this new Bosch one. Has 3 ports on it. It's got the in from the fuel tank into the filter, the out from the out of the filter through to the engine, and the return for any unused fuel that doesn't get passed through to the engine, returns back into the fuel tank. So what we have to do first is remove the old filter, and for this, on this particular car, all we have to do is remove one screw that holds a little clamp around the filter, and obviously remove all the 3 pipings as well. Okay, so first off we've got to remove the screw from the clamp, which is up this side. I've just got a small Phillips on an extension and then a ratchet screwdriver just to get up past everything. It's a bit rusted on, but we can just about release it because it's not too tight. Okay, so once the screw's released, it just falls straight there, which then should allow us to remove this clamp. So the removal was a bit tricky to get on camera with the right angles, so just to show you roughly how we did it from underneath. What we had to do is use the hose connector removal pliers. This is the easiest one to show you. This is the return line. So we've got the return line, the inlet line, and around here is the outlet line towards the engine. On here you can see the little blue band around it. It's easiest to show you on camera. And what you do with these pliers is, from the right angle, the pliers press onto that band, which then releases inside the actual hose, which then allows you to pull off. It's quite stiff still, even once the clip is released, so if it doesn't just slide off, don't worry about it too much. You do that for all 3 hoses. Put a pan underneath just to catch any residual fuel that might be in the lines. And then obviously we just refit the new one. Okay, so to refit the new one, there is a little locator on the top of here, which in this particular car fits into this little groove up this side. So what we're going to do is slide the new filter into the housing, connect the outlet and find where that little clip is. By pushing it in further. Which is there. We then fit the return lines and the inlet lines, which you can hear clip on. There we go. And all lines are now connected back into place. What I'm going to do when I find my pliers again is squeeze on the opposite sides to where the band is, just to try and tighten up the clamps up. Make sure they're seated fully. So now they're all seated. All we have to do now is refit up the screw that holds the bracket in place. which once it grips, squeezes together and should nicely hold the filter in place. Unlike with a diesel, you don't actually have to prime the fuel filter, but there's no harm doing it if you'd like to. With a diesel filter, you would pre-soak the filter in fuel, filling it up with diesel. And that's the new filter fitted. The next thing to do is start up the engine. There may be a little judder as the air passes through and it's filled up with petrol. That's nothing to worry about. Okay, so now we're going to start the car up. Don't forget, foot on the clutch. So as you can see, it started perfectly, no issues at all, no judders. And as you can see, the engine's not cutting out anything, so all the lines are connected in the right place, they're all sealed. And underneath there are no fuel leaks. So everything is now fully connected up. Thank you for watching.